Kanakitpit and welcome to SUAANGAN. I'm your host, Dennis Allen. This is the last of a four-part series from Holman where people are working hard to preserve their Inuvialuit culture and language. They're all doing a really great job of promoting and preserving their Inuvialuit dialect in Holman. We salute you and support your efforts. You are a shining example of a healthy community. So without further ado, here is part 4 of this four-part series. We hope you enjoyed. Welcome to SUAANGAN, our strength right here on APTN.
Mary Inuvialuit, her husband Andy Inuvialuit, our elder Frank Tana, one of the lead singers, Jean O'Hina, William Kariut, our lead singer, David Umingma, Sam Ulikhaktok, Renu Ulikhaktok, Jimmy Kulak, Alice Umingma, Elsa Nilgak, and the drum dance coordinator for the central staff, Laura Intal, and Mary, Kira O'Hina, and Eddie O'Hina.
Drum dance has stories from the past, legends from the past, and our ancestors put them in music to, give it to our younger generation so that they can pass it on, and the history won't die down.
My name is Tony Allenbeck and I'm from Holman Island. I started drum dancing maybe 7 years ago, and I got started. We were on a summer camp, and they were telling stories, and they had a drum and they started singing, and an elder asked me if I wanted to try. So we decided to grab a drum and started dancing. That's pretty much how I started off drum dancing. I feel like I'm the one. Feels good. I enjoy it a lot. Brings a lot of inner peace. It helps keep my culture alive. Really enjoyable, and it's also really traditional, culturally. I work here part-time for an instructor on Mondays after school. I think what kids should be doing nowadays, they're young fellows and they should be helping out their parents and their grandparents with around the house stuff, or getting ice or water, or helping them out in whatever they need. And they shouldn't be doing drugs and alcohol. That's just going to take their life away.
Okay, there's Western style and Central style. My mom's from here, and she does a lot, like she sings a lot of Western style drum dancing, and my dad's from the West, and he does Western style drum dance. So I grew up with both styles, and you know, it's really neat because you have both of them in this community, and you can show your children the stories and the legends that were told, and the actions to the songs and that. So it's really neat.
SUAANGAN, Our Strength. We'll be right back here on APTN. Welcome back to SUAANGAN, Our Strength, right here on APTN.
These are Jimmy and Nora Mimrana, Fred Aguacion, Fred Kataoyak, I'm sorry, Mary K. Okena, Emily Kulak, Justin Mimrana, Molly Ulikhaktok, Celine Inuvialuit, Darlene Narayok, Hannah, Darlene Kagorsik, she just got married, I'm sorry. Hannah Kataoyak, so right here, Delma Klinkenberg, Janine Airy, and myself, Julia Ikpakur. Western style drummers and dancers. Also, our coordinator assistant is Karen Kirakulla. There's our Western style drummers and dancers.
We also spend time with Mark Ikutak, a renewable resource officer by day and a musician by night.
My name's Mark Ikutak. I work for the Department of Wildlife, Economic and Development for Arwood. I've been working for going to be 6 years this year in February. And it consists of issuing licenses to big game hunters, export permits.
Got another bag for it. That'll help me.
In the winter times, jobs in our community is really, there's not too much for anybody to do.
How many pounds in there?
100 pound maybe.
Maybe 150.
150 in there.
We want all of it in one bag.
Well, it's your hand here if we can do it.
The only time there's a lot of income coming in is when, you know, big game hunt starts up in March, and there's a lot of people that are employed through the big game hunts for taking hunters out, guiding and helping.
I'm Jill White, my husband Clifford. We're from Wyoming. We came up on a muskox hunt. Cliff?
She said we're from Wyoming, and we hunted caribou before we came here, a little farther south of here, and then we came here on this muskox hunt. And it's really been a extremely well organized, enjoyable hunt. Traveled on four-wheelers, and according to my GPS, we were out 12 7/10 miles in a straight line.
Which is anything but the way you travel. And the four-wheelers were all pulling sleds like that one that John just had. Cliff's guide was John, and his helper was Danny, and my guide was Richard, and my helper was Walter, who's Larry's father. We like to explore and see the country, meet some of the people, find some of the local crafts. Somebody just stopped by, show me your bear, and brought us a carving of in local stone of a bear. And unfortunately, I don't know the names of most of the people, but everybody in this village has been so friendly, so nice.
It's a little stone.
Nice little bear. Good little memento.
Mm-hmm.
So how many muskox did you see when you... How big was the herd?
Probably about 25 head.
Yeah. Did
Yeah.
they scatter when you got close to them, or?
After we shot, they sure scattered out.
But we saw them at a pretty fair distance and were able to drop down around the base of a knoll and kind of wait until they grazed down that way. But there were a lot of cows and calves. The babies are so cute. But the book's right. They do. When they're little, they look like a pig. They're really funny looking. But there was a good big herd. And they scattered once we shot, but they didn't go all that far.
Didn't go all that far. They were still muskox in sight when we got done butchering these two, that we could still see muskox.
SUAANGAN, Our Strength. We'll be right back here on APTN. Welcome back to SUAANGAN, Our Strength, right here on APTN.
Export permits for the big game hunters to export back to their country. They can't take their trophies back unless there's a export permit along with the trophies that they get from up here in the NWT. Anything leaving the NWT needs an export permit other than fish. There's a lot of work, a lot of paper involved, but it has to be done. No word could make a hole on the side. like this.
Yeah, I'm gonna put them together, so I'm gonna take this one out.
Yeah. Right, you put it on that and okay, our community is located on the map right here, Holman, and the place where they go fishing in the fall time under ice is at Fish Lake. It's about, by snowmobile trail, is probably about 52, 56 miles. That's the lake that we get our winter fish supply to for the year. And then the chardu run down in the spring, and people do go to these areas, Natkushiak, Gitivik, or Kakyuman around this area, or Nekong by ATV. Some do go overland that way, and some by ATV down here, and that's when they're running along the coast. But there's a lot that do go to this place, Gitivik, where fish kind of sit around in a warm area for a while, fish. And along the coast here, there's a number of cabins that people stay in. So I do buy seal skins from local people. Each seal skin I buy, if it's clean like this and the fur is nice and clean like this, I do buy them we get them for $55. And then ship them off to the auction house at North Bay, Ontario for harvesters, and then they sell them at market, and whatever they sell them for, they pay the difference to the hunter if they sold for what we advanced the hunter for. This polar bear here was a problem bear that I had scared off last year. It was down by the cabins, down the coastline, and I got a call one evening and they said there was a bear close to the cabin, so I went down there and scared it away, had it, and it swam out into the ocean, didn't come back for a few days, and then it came back. So I figured if it's gonna keep coming back, it's going to keep coming back, and it's not safe for the community because it's so close. So I had it shot, and just have to turn it over to the HTC now. These are muskox. This one is not, sorry. This is a caribou antler that was brought in, and this is a muskox skull, whale bone. Muskox picked up off the land, polar bear skull that was picked up off the land from one of the elders and youth camp, and this is a wolf skull that was, I believe that was one of the wolves that I shot this around the community. Another muskox skull, vertebrae right here from I guess a bowhead. And little things that people see when they pick them up, bring them in. I believe this one is a fox skull. And one young lady thought this was so cool, brought it in to put on the shelf. And this one is a caribou skull. So people do bring me things sometimes to put up on here. It's nice though.
Yeah. I see you got, you guys do tracking of polar bears and stuff?
Yeah, they do collar polar bears and keep track of their movements throughout the year. And just to see what their population is like in the two different zones, North Beaufort and South Beaufort. When our kingalicks come through, king eiders, that's in June, we do go out and hunt them in the springtime. And also people do go out looking for young seals along the coast on ocean.
Good eating.
Yeah, the king eiders it's a diet and something that we grew up having. So it's main part of our diet, and we like that. Seals too, we grew up having seals, so you get tired of having muskox meat during the winter, and you do get a seal, and that it's different taste compared to muskox.
Well, that was our show for this week. We hope you enjoyed it. On behalf of myself and my soundman, Des Loreen, we want to thank the people of Holman for their generous hospitality. We look forward to returning to your community in the near future. Tune in again next week for more of SUAANGAN Our Strength. Until then, I'm your host, Dennis Allen. Kuyanaini.
But just in case that height gets separated so that they know that it's come off the same muskox.